call this X and Y mind. X equaling old brain or old mind, Y equaling new mind. So I'm going to write a little bit here. This is not algebra. I was very bad in algebra and I would not do such a thing. Okay. And this is sort of my attempt at representing the mind. Okay, so, I mean, there are all sorts of fancy words for these aspects of the brain and the mind, but since I'm assuming none of us are neurobiologists, and neither am I, so I'm not going to use those terms. I've simplified it to say X and Y. So X is the old part of our brains that tell us when things are risky. And when are things risky, just in general in life? Or what do you do when you feel risk? Scared, fear, and what does that normally do? You hesitate, shuts you down right from the start, right? So X can be conceived as the boogeyman, but not necessarily, because X has a goal, has a purpose to keep us physically safe. Okay, so we're born, they say we're born with two fears only, the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Every other fear we develop over time. People who are taking care of us as children instill certain things in us, and we create fears from that. But really, the fears that we kind of come in with have to do with the physical safety of our bodies. And so X is really invested in keeping us physically safe. That also means when something is foreign to X, X automatically says that's scary and you shouldn't do that. Even though X doesn't necessarily have any reason for saying such a thing other than it's foreign. I don't know it. It's unknown territory. If I go over there, will I be eaten by the big bad wolf? Will someone else have power over me if I take that step? And so X says whatever is new, that's not good. So Y down here, and I put Y, X really occupies this much of our minds, because it's all of the beliefs, all of the patterns that we have accumulated between the years, well, starting between the years of 0 and 7, but of course up to whatever age you currently are. That's how ingrained it is. Starting from infancy, when you are being cared for in whatever environment you're raised in, you learn immediately, or you start picking up immediately, even as an infant, what's safe and what's not. Am I well fed? Am I not? Is my environment chaotic? Is it not? Are people screaming? What is my environment? That starts shaping us immediately. So by the time that we're 7, well, really earlier than that, unfortunately, they say it only takes about 2 years to create a sociopath. So the first 2 years of life, if a person is severely abused, severely neglected, that person starts to say, this world is me or you. And I am willing to do anything that it takes to guarantee my own survival. And therefore, whatever I have to do, I will do. In the first 2 years of life. So sometimes when you hear about some people who are, serial killers or something like that, we all say, okay, that person obviously is damaged. We've heard the phrase, hurt people hurt people. Mm-hmm. Because obviously that's not something, it's not coming from love, it's coming from fear. That's coming from X mind, when that person was 2 years old, having some sort of experience and said, this world is extremely scary and hostile. And I have to do whatever I have to do to survive in it. And if that means it's only me or you, it's always going to be me. If I have to do something to take you out, I take you out. And I don't even feel bad about it. So that's the thing about a sociopath. I don't mean to necessarily go with therapy. So and up to the 7th year of life, we're continually learning from our environment and shaping it, or being shaped by it. And then Y comes along. We're children. We have great imaginations as well. But we also have people telling us what's possible and what's not possible. Oh, that's so cute. You want to be a flight attendant. Oh, that's so nice. You want to be an astronaut. That's so nice. You know, you better think of something more practical. But up until you're about